Hi, I'm Zoe Desmond, the founder of Frollo, the award-winning app for single parents that features both community and dating modes. And I'm also co-author, along with my wonderful friend Rebecca Cox that I made through Frollo, of the book How to Be a Happy Single Parent. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Frollo podcast. Today I am trying something different for this episode. So it is going to be my first ever solo podcast episode. Eek. And it is out of my comfort zone, so bear with me. But I thought it would be a really great opportunity for me to share the 5 things that I absolutely love about being a single parent. And the reason why I've decided to use this as the focus for my first solo episode is because I feel like there's a lot of focus on the challenges of being a single parent and the maybe some of the negatives. And of course, there are challenges that come along with being a single parent, but there are also some really, really amazing things. And sometimes the amazing things are things that you can't even kind of imagine when you're at the beginning of the journey or when you're just embarking on the journey. So I really hope that this episode will be reassurance to people who are maybe at the beginning of the journey, or maybe the people who are listening who might be in a very bad situation relationship-wise and are deeply unhappy, but feel that it's better to stay in a very, unhappy or toxic or damaging or unhealthy situation instead of entering into single parent life, because that has to be, so much worse. So I really, really hope that this episode reassures those people that there is so much magic that can happen in the single parent life. And I really hope that it inspires anyone who's a single parent, no matter what part of the journey you're on, to consider all of the things that you get to experience as a single parent that you might not get to experience otherwise, because there are probably lots and lots of things that you get to experience that maybe people who aren't single parents don't get to experience. So maybe just take some time and think about what those things are, because I think, like everything in life, leaning into awareness and gratitude can be a really amazing thing. It can really give us a whole different perspective on things. So without further ado, I am going to start my list. So number 1 on my list is the personal growth that becoming a single parent has helped me achieve. And when I look back 7 years ago, when I became a single parent and my son Billy had just turned 1, and it was such an unbelievably tough time in my life. I felt like it was a rock bottom type scenario. All I had ever really wanted, or the thing that I had wanted most in my life, was to create my own family unit. That was so important to me. So when my relationship with Billy's dad broke down and our family unit broke down within a year of Billy's life, that was so traumatic for me. And it was like my biggest fear being realized. But of course, it wasn't just about me. It was feeling like I'd failed not only myself, but Billy as well, and his opportunity to have his own family unit. So there was so much pain and struggle during that time. And I thought, it felt really bleak. I felt that it was really hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Everything, felt like it was going to be an uphill struggle. And when I look back at that time now, I feel like I just want to give that version of myself a massive hug and say, oh my God, you have no idea. It's going to be more than okay. And I feel that these times in life when life throws you these gigantic curveballs or very, very challenging times, I really do believe that everything does happen for a reason. And even though sometimes there's certain things that are impossible to ever make sense of, but I think there's an opportunity in everything for growth, and I feel like this has been a massive opportunity for me in my life for growth. It's what led me to create my app Frollo for single parents, and for at the time that was a lifeline for me. It was turning my pain into purpose and passion, and it really helped me get through some of the darkest days of my life. As any single parent listening will know, you have no choice but to just put one foot in front of the other and keep going. You have to get out of bed because, we're a parent and we have to show up for our kids. So it's so hard, but it does teach you, I think, real resilience. And it's showed me the strength, the inner strength that I didn't even realize that I had. It has also taught me that I still have my family unit. Me and Billy are each other's family unit. It just doesn't look like how I imagined it would look like, but it's amazing, and it's beautiful, and it's loving, and it's secure, and it's safe, and it's wonderful. So the view of what I thought I wanted my life to look like, that flipped on its head, but it's so much better. And it hasn't been a linear path. I don't think it's a matter of you become a single parent and for the first couple of months it's terribly hard and then it gets a bit easier and then it just keeps getting easier and easier. I definitely don't think it's like that. And one thing I often say is that it's not a linear path. There are lots of bumps in the road, and there have been in the last 7 years. There's been tons and tons of bumps in the road, tons of challenges, tons of curveballs, tons of tough times. But it has helped me become this version of myself. And this version of myself is someone I am very, very proud of. And I am proud of being this version as Billy's mom as well. I'm proud of my strength, of my resilience, of my self-awareness, of lots. There's been a lot of growth. But I think it's important to, in order to maximize the opportunity for self-growth in tough times, I do think you have to buckle up and you have to really try and, focus on, what you can do, what you do have control over, let go of what you don't have control over. And, maybe that's a bigger, wider episode that I can do another time. But yes, that is my number one, the opportunity for personal growth. So number two is how enriched my life is. So when I think about the people in my life that weren't in my life back then when I became a single parent, that are only in my life because I'm a single parent, such as my Frollo friends. And when I say my Frollo friends, I have, so lucky to have amazing friends and connections that I've made through my app Frollo, which is for single parents. So, but out of those amazing friends, I've also created what I would call my Frollo family. And, that consists of a few people who have been in my life and Billy's life, and a few single parents. And, for the last few years, well, several years now since Frollo was created. And really, they do feel like my extended family. So we actually call each other's co-parents. because we are who each other turns to in times of need, or if we want to celebrate a win, whether it's to do with us or one of the kids, or if we want to celebrate one of the kids' birthdays, or we host, little parties together every year. So whether it's a little Valentine's celebration for the kids, or, a summer sports day we do, and things like that. And it is the most gorgeous thing to have this extended family that is so secure and safe. It's not a relationship, a romantic relationship that, could break down, might not work out. It's an unbelievably solid, stable. Frollo is the app that several thousand single parents say has been life-changing for them in the most profound way. If you're a single parent and want to connect with other single parents and open yourself up to an amazing support network and new experiences, then the Frollo app is the one for you. The Frollo app has two modes: community mode for meetups and holidays, guidance and support, chats, and discovery to make it easy to find like-minded local single parents near you. Dating mode is a mindful, safe, and respectful dating offering where everybody is there to date another single parent. The Frollo app is free to download and use, with the option to upgrade to premium for access to lots of additional premium features for an elevated experience, which makes it easier than ever to access the incredible connections and experiences you're looking for. To download Frollo, search for Frollo, Frollo, on the App or Google Play Store, or go to www.frollo.com for more info. We can't wait to see you on the app soon. Unit where we all really understand each other and are supportive to each other. And if one of our chips were down, the rest of us would jump right in to support that person, and vice versa. So it's really, really incredible. And I'm so grateful for that. And it's also really such a lovely thing knowing that no matter what happens in my life, that's always there. So we, each of us have gone through breakups, relationship breakups, and it's not this sort of empty, distraught feeling of, wow, but where do I start from again in life? Because we already have our grounding, we have our family, as in, we have our children, but we also have this amazing support unit around us with these other single parent friends, my Frollo family, I call it, that I've built up. And that feels very, very empowering. So that's pretty cool. So number 3 is my bond with Billy. So I co-parent with Billy's dad, and in our co-parenting situation, we share 50-50 custody. So Billy is with each of us, obviously 50% of the time. And obviously that can be really hard. At the beginning, I found it very tough. When Billy was much younger and when the situation was new. But over time, I've learned to really embrace the time that I have when Billy's with his dad and really make the most out of it. And how I make the most out of it depends on what I need at the time. It might be like I am right now on a Saturday morning. What I want to be doing is recording this podcast, but it could be going to the gym. It could be watching some series on Netflix. It could be catching up in work. It could be hanging out with friends, whatever it is. I've really learned to embrace it. And I've also learned to really feel extra grateful for the times that I have Billy, especially the times outside of school term when we have more of an opportunity to have proper quality time together. That isn't just the racing out the door for school and racing back in and making dinner and homework and bath and bedtime and all of that, which is just, as we all know, hectic. But it's the times when I have Billy for extended periods of time. So if it's a whole weekend or during the school holidays, I really, really value that time and really try and make the most out of it. And so Billy and I have gone on lots of different adventures together. I've gone on solo holidays with Billy, and the first time I did it, it felt really daunting, like many things, many single parenting firsts. These things can feel very, very daunting. But I have grown to absolutely adore my solo holidays with Billy. It just feels like such a unique and special opportunity for him and I to have that time together. And actually, a lot of my friends who aren't single parents often say to me, wow, that is so cool. You and Billy are so lucky that you have that opportunity to have one-on-one time together. That's so amazing for your bond and for your closeness. And actually, some of my non-single parent friends have now started carving out one-on-one time with each of their kids or their kid, just them and their kids, so that they have that. But I'm really, really grateful that Billy and I have had so much of that over the last 7 years. And it does mean that we have an incredible bond. And I know that many of my other single parent and Frollo friends say the same thing. I think that's really, really special. And I notice, even being away, sometimes it's funny how different people react or respond to a single parent away with their kid on holiday. There are certain people who are almost confused or weirded out by it. When I say certain people, certain sort of random people that you meet on holiday. And then there are just some people who are just so lovely and, full of awe and admiration, and also that same attitude of, wow, this is really cool. This is really amazing, but not in an, oh, isn't that great? It's a genuine attitude of, you guys are really lucky that you get to do this. And we are. So I'm really grateful for that. And I'm also really aware of how quickly these years are going to go, and that Billy's not going to be this age forever. So I'm trying to do everything I can to just really be present and hone in on the opportunity to embrace the one-on-one time that we have together. So going on to number 4 is my freedom. I feel so free when I think about what my life would look like if I was still in the relationship with Billy's dad, or in one of my previous relationships that haven't worked out. I feel, grateful that I have this sense of, I suppose, call it freedom, call it inner peace, independence. But it's really, really great arriving at a place in my life where I feel 100% comfortable in my own skin. When I say that, of course, it's a daily work in progress, trying to be more kind of kind to the inner critic and all of that, like the rest of us. But I am 100% comfortable in my own skin. And I feel that it's amazing to be in a situation where I feel fully happy and independent in my life. There's nothing that I need anybody else to come in and fix for me. So I know that that puts me in a really great position for making good decisions for me in my life and for Billy. So I'm really, really, really grateful for that. And that has taken work and going through challenges and struggles and heartache and lots of things to get to this point, but it's definitely been worth it, because I think once you get to a place where you realize that, you are your own, like we hear everyone, well, all of the podcasts I listen to and all of the people I turn to for inspiration and guidance will say that our relationship with ourselves is the most important one. And I 100% agree with that. So I feel in a really good place, and I feel that there's an independence and a freedom that I have that I'm so grateful for. And I would much, much, much rather be a single parent and to have this feeling than to be in a relationship that wasn't right, or in a situation that was making me unhappy and creating an unhealthy atmosphere. So that is number 4. And number 5 on my list is the connections that being a single parent has given me. So there's something that being a single parent and connecting with other single parents, and even if it's, a completely random single parent that I bump into somewhere, as soon as I find out they're a single parent, and I know it goes the same, it's the same both ways, I feel that there is a shared, connection and level of support, empathy. There's a feeling of walking in each other's shoes that we both understand. So I kind of want to say it's a secret club. It's like a secret understanding. There's a certain amount of shared experience that you will have. Of course, single parents, there's a whole wide range of different types of single parenting situations. Of course, we're not all under the same umbrella, but there is a certain base level of I think respect and support and understanding that we have for each other, and I think that's really cool. And I think it also, it allows for deeper connections. And like I said, with my Frollo family, my extended family, I think with any single parent I meet, it immediately is an opportunity for deeper connection more quickly, because you understand each other more, like a lot of different shared experiences in life. So they are the 5 things on my list. As I say, I really hope that it inspires you to think about the things that you really appreciate about being a single parent. And maybe for anybody who is at the beginning of their single parent journey, that it is helpful to helpful to understand what lies ahead. And the list definitely goes beyond 5 things. There are a ton of amazing things about being a single parent. And if you have some things that you would love to share, please do head over to the Frollo app and go to community and jump on the feed and let us know. And I am going to put my direct link to connect with me on Frollo in the show notes. So feel free to connect with me on Frollo. And let me know what your favorite things about being a single parent are. And if you have enjoyed this episode, I would absolutely love for you to share it with maybe another single parent who might benefit from it. I would love if you could give the Frollo podcast a follow, because that's really helpful. And even better, if you have 10 seconds to leave us a positive review, I'd be really grateful. And if you like what this episode is about, I would urge you to consider having a look at buying myself and my lovely Frollo friend Rebecca Cox, and the co-author of the book How to Be a Happy Single Parent. We wrote How to Be a Happy Single Parent as a practical guidebook for single parents. It was like our sort of cheat sheet to everything that we wished we'd known when we first became single parents 7 years ago. So I hope it's really, really helpful. And yes, I hope you enjoyed my first solo episode. And if you did, connect with me on Frollo and please let me know. Have a really great rest of your day. And that's a wrap for this week. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. If you did, then I have one small favour to ask. Please can you take a minute to subscribe to the Frollo podcast and give us a rating and review. This really helps other single parents who might benefit from it find us. The Frollo app, which is fully user verified for user safety, is available on the Google Play Store and the App Store, and you can find out more info and download links at www.frollo.com or follow us on Instagram at Frollo app. And you can purchase your copy of our book, How to Be a Happy Single Parent, at all the major book retailers. Until next time, have a great week.